Delve has been out for quite some time now and remains the most profitable PvM moneymaker outside of Yama contracts. You can get big loot even on early waves. Waves 1 to 8 currently ranks 3rd overall and 2nd in solo moneymakers. However, Delve, particularly the later waves, is up there as one of the harder PvM encounters in the game, with how overwhelming it can get when the boss makes you react to multiple mechanics all at once. So here's the way to finish Delve 1 to 8 in a way that completely removes what, in my opinion, is the most troublesome mechanic, the boulders. First, the setup. Full tank except treads over echoes, because we use the ZCB spec to get to the shield phase faster in waves 6 to 8 and debo the car. SGS is for speccing the trees because you always max out on them. Lightbearer for shield and car phase, and in the rune pouch I put Aethers, Fires, Bloods and Natures, and uncharge the Eye of Ayak for the death runes. This is the learning setup. If you feel like you're up for it, you can swap a brew for chaps to make your ZCBs even more consistent. Now for the kills themselves. ZCB spec when you can afford to, pray melee, and hit the boss. Keep Thralls, Death Charge, and Ward of Arceus on at all times. When you're in melee range, he always melees you, which means he never boulders you. The trees come after 11 melees from the boss, regardless of his attack speed. For waves 1 and 2, he slams 3 melees after spawning the trees. The most comfy way of approaching this is to find a nice pair of trees aligned or closely aligned with one another, Eye of Ayak the first tree, then melee the second tree after his third melee. This ensures that he doesn't boulder you while walking the orb. Level 2 is essentially identical to 1. Here's a clip of it in 500% speed to show you. Next, waves 3 to 6. He attacks faster. For shield phase, swap to Lightbearer. You don't need to swap to Quiver, but I like to because I'm poor and need safe arrows. Emberlight spec him because you always land your hits on shield phase, and the stat reduction carries over to after it ends. The Emberlight spec is especially good here because it also reduces the boss's DPS against you on top of the defense reduction. Kill the grubs away from him to allow yourself to heal off the boss and to regen your spec energy. For waves 3 to 6, he slams 4 melees after spawning the trees. Once again, spawn the orb after the 4th melee so that you don't get bouldered. Similarly to level 2, level 4 is essentially identical to level 3, other than the fact that the grubs are now colored. Here it is again real quick, so you can see. For wave 5 onwards, you have to deal with the car phase. Swap to your full range gear once shield phase starts, and do shield phase like normal. Kill the grubs away from the boss until you get full spec. It's better not to Emberlight spec from wave 5 onwards because you do a lot of DPS versus the car, and ZCB specs at the start of wave 6 plus are key to easy, comfy clears. After the car phase, go back to tank gear and start whacking the boss. Only use a max of 1 SGS spec to ensure that you have enough spec for ZCB to start wave 6, assuming you have the surge pot. Before descending, swap to your range gear and ZCB. Wave 6 to 8, the challenging parts. Get into melee range, ZCB spec, swap to tank gear, and then whack. Everything else is the same until the car phase. Since he slams during the car phase, unfortunately, we have to do some mechanics. Getting hit by a slam or even 2 isn't the end of the world. But how I approach the car phases here is luring the boss to an edge, then hiding behind a boulder. This, more often than not, allows for a comfy car phase. Just debo the boss, and if you're lucky, it'll die before trees. If not, swap to tank gear and resume whacking. Again, it's 4 melees after spawning trees, and then he'll start slamming. For waves 7 to 8, you want to start with 115 HP because his attack speed goes up to 3 ticks. Otherwise, it's all the same except for Tree Phase, wherein he hits 8 melees before slamming. Keep in mind, because of how fast he attacks, sometimes the boss itself doesn't show his attack animation, so you have to watch your character for the damage ticks, or get a feel for his rhythm, attacking every 3 ticks. Apart from the attack speed and the trees, the kill is exactly the same. Stall shield phase, lure the car to the edge, hide behind the boulder and T-bow the car. Put on tank gear and whack the boss if it lives past car, and spawn the orb after the 8th boss attack to ensure no boulders. And that's all you need. Once you feel more comfortable with it, you can definitely customize the setup to allow you to go beyond Wave 8 with this method, never having to worry about the boulders. Thank you and good luck with the glowy holes.